Spanda Karika Verse 6 and 7. Yatha Karana Vargo Ayam Vimudo Mudavat Swayam Sahantarena Chakrena Pravruti Sthiti Samprutihi. Verse 7. Labate tat prayatnena parikshayam tattvam adarat yatah swatantratasya sarvatreyam akrutima. These two verses reveal something extremely subtle about human action. We normally believe that we act through the body, guided by the mind and directed by the intellect. But the Spanda tradition asks a deeper question. What gives the power to these instruments? Why does an inert body suddenly behave as if it is conscious? The verse says, the Karana Varga, the group of instruments, body, senses, mind, intellect, are themselves inert. Yet they function as if alive. Why? Because they are animated by the presence of consciousness. The hierarchy of action. Let us observe something simple in daily life. Imagine a sweet placed before you. Your sense see the sweet. Immediately the mind responds, oh, this looks delicious. The hand moves towards it. But suddenly another faculty intervenes. The intellect says, you are diabetic, you should not eat this. Now a decision must be made. Mind says yes, intellect says no. But even after the intellect decides, the action may still change. You may still eat the sweet, or you may stop yourself. Why? Because the final impulse does not come or belong to the intellect. The final impulse comes from deeper source. This is the touch of self, Atma Bala. The touch of consciousness. The body acts, the senses perceive, the mind desires. The intellect evaluates, but none of these possess independent power. The real strength comes when consciousness touches the decision. The subtle touch determines whether the action proceeds or dissolves. Even when we later say, I should not have eaten that, we recognize that something deeper allowed the action. This deeper center is the self, the hidden power. Let us understand this with another example. Today we speak with someone in the United States while sitting in India. Through instruments, satellites, networks, devices, sound and images travel across the world. Signals are already present everywhere as waves. With the right instruments, they can be received. Similarly, the consciousness operating within us appears localized. We think it belongs only to this body. But when examined carefully, we discover that this awareness is not limited. It is capable of expansion of awareness. Ordinarily, we operate as a localized self. But the yogi gradually recognizes that consciousness is not confined to the body. Just as space inside pot appears separate from space outside, when the pot breaks, the apparent limitation disappears. The space was never truly confined. Similarly, the individual consciousness is not different from the universal consciousness, the yogi's intuitive perception. When this recognition deepens, awareness expands naturally. A yogi becomes sensitive to the subtle field of consciousness. Just as modern instruments can capture signals from distant places, the refined awareness of a yogi can perceive reality directly. The yogi does not depend solely on physical instrument. His own awareness becomes the instrument because consciousness itself is all pervasive. Recognition through inquiry. Verse 7 now explains how this realization occurs. Through sincere effort and careful examination of the truth, the seeker investigates the source of action. Who is aware of the mind? Who observes the intellect, deciding? Who gives the final consent to action? As this inquiry deepens, the underlying principle becomes clear. Swatantra, absolute freedom. The verse concludes with a powerful declaration. The self possesses swatantra, intrinsic freedom. This freedom is not artificial, not akrutima. It is not created by practice. It is the natural nature of consciousness. It is present everywhere. When the limited sense of individuality relaxes, this freedom becomes evident. The individual recognizes the same consciousness operating within him is the universal consciousness itself. Closing insight. The body, mind, and intellect are only instruments. The true power behind them is touch of the self. When this touch becomes clear, the seeker begins to recognize that the same consciousness which operates within him pervades the entire universe. That all-pervasive freedom is the essence of Spanda. The instruments move, but the strength behind them is the same infinite self. Om.